What's going on, guys? So here we are. We are at the end of 2025. I put out my 12 best movies, or the movies that I thought were the best that I enjoyed the most of 2025. And now I'm going to be going over the 12 worst movies of 2025 to me. Let me know down below what your list is and if you agree or disagree with any of mine. Now, 12, why 12? Well, everybody else does 10, and that's gay. I don't do what everybody else does. I do 12. Plus, if you're a 12 Venger, you know. The 12 is pretty significant to this channel. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started on my 12 worst movies of 2025. Let's get to it. As always, I start off with an honorable mention and an honorable mention for one of the worst movies that I thought. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bad movie. It just wasn't what I expected it to be. And that's Wicked for Good. I came out of that movie kind of regretting seeing it. Didn't have the charm of the first movie. Still not a bad movie, but it was unnecessary. It would have been better if they just left the first movie as the first movie. Going into our worst 12, coming in 12th place is going to be I Know What You Did Last Summer. This movie's not very good. The best thing about this movie is that Jennifer Love Hewitt still has ass. Coming in at 11th place is going to be Kiss of the Spider Woman. Now, this isn't, again, necessarily bad per se. I just wouldn't recommend it. It doesn't really do anything. Some movies like move you and some make you feel inspired or anything like that. This is just like there. It just exists. Now, I thought it was going to be a thriller mystery and it's a musical. So given the fact that I got the complete opposite of what I was expecting, wasn't that bad, but it's also just not that good. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. If you have a lot of laundry or dishes to do, go ahead and throw it on and maybe something will catch your eye. Coming in 10th place is going to be Die My Love. This is a movie where, again, the acting was really good, but the story is just whack. And I know it's meant to be. It's supposed to put you in the mindset of Jennifer Lawrence's character. She's all mentally fucked. But with the and you just feel like something's missing the whole time in the movie, and it's because something is missing in her brain. With that being said, when you know that that's what the movie is, like the story that's trying to tell, then it makes a little bit more sense. But while you're watching, you're just sitting there and like, bro, when's this over? Coming in ninth place is going to be The Unholy Trinity. I'm not big into westerns as it is, and this one didn't do anything for me anyways. The cast is cool. There's some cool like gunfighting moments, but other than that, I would have rather have seen something else. Coming in eighth place is going to be Wolfman. Honestly, I saw this at the drive-in. The bulbs were dark. It was dim. Obviously, it was dark outside. The movie was shot very dark, so you couldn't see shit. So I just had to rely on my ears and that and kind of make up my own movie in my head. And it's not one that I would bother going back to. I think it's supposed to be set in the same universe as like Invisible Man or anything like that. And The Invisible Man is a much better movie. So if you had to choose between those two, go watch Invisible Man, not this one. Coming in seventh place is going to be Flight Risk. I don't know how Mel Gibson can make a movie like Hacksaw Ridge, and he's now going to do the the Resurrection of the Christ part 1 and 2. Yeah, he makes something like this. Now, I'm pretty easily amused and I was able to laugh at how dumb it was, but that doesn't change the fact that it's just not a good movie. Coming in sixth place is going to be Tron Ares. This one, I was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I was highly let down by this movie. The only reason I'm going to own it is because I own the other two and I've got OCD, so I got to have all of them. I couldn't recommend this movie to anybody. Even for the visual aspect, I would rather just watch Tron Legacy again. This movie sucked. Coming in fifth place is going to be The Materialist. It's all in the wording itself. It talks about the how materialistic both men and women are, and it dives a little bit into like today's culture of relationships and things like that. But overall, it just the best acting was from Pedro Pascal, and I really like Dakota Johnson and Chris Evans, and the fact that Pedro did the best when he's my least favorite of the cast says a lot. This movie, it was dragged on way too long, and I don't know. It just made everybody seem like a piece of shit in the world, and I don't like that. Coming in fourth place is going to be On Swift Horses. I know it says horse there. The picture's too long, and I couldn't crop it out. This movie is just nothing about gay people cheating on straight people is really what it is. This movie is boring as fuck. It was like 2.5 hours. I drove all the way out to LA to see it at an early screening, and I regretted it afterwards. So On Swift Horses, there it is. I think it's based off a book. The book might be better. Coming in third place is going to be The Monkey. This movie fucking sucked. All the kills were given away in the trailer, so that gave no anticipation for the movie at all. Theo James overacted like crazy on one of the brothers. He did good on one of them, but the other one, he wasn't very good at it. Again, when all the kills are taken away in the trailer, it takes away from the intensity of the movie itself, and the movie I just couldn't stop laughing at it. It's so ridiculously and utterly annoying and stupid that Jesus fuck. I walked out of that movie and was like, dude, I would have literally rather watched a documentary about the making of the Hoover Dam. Coming in second place is Megan 2.0. I actually really liked Megan 1.0 or Megan 1, Megan whatever. They tried to do the Terminator thing where they make it into an action franchise, and oh my god, it was terrible. Even like the jokes in the first one you could laugh at and still enjoy it because of just the premise of the movie from the first one. And this one, it doesn't take the best parts of the first movie and elevate them. It takes the best parts of the first movie and makes them worse, and it takes the worst parts of the first movie and elevates on those. So the whole movie is just fucking trash. I think they canceled. There was a spin-off one they canceled, and I think they canceled the third one because it was so bad. But that is not the worst movie of the year that I've seen. The worst movie of the year that I saw this year was Five Nights at Freddy's 2. This movie is god awful. It's stupid. I could have made a better movie in my backyard. The story, it's actually not that bad for about 45 minutes. I was like, why is everybody talking shit on this movie? This movie is actually not that bad. And I liked the first one. Then the last hour comes in and you're like, dude, the story or the movie just ignores its own logic. The acting goes from decent to shitty. The story goes from decent to shitty. Everything is just like, it's literally like they made this movie during the writer's strike in the middle of writing the movie. Like they were writing as they were filming. And then when the writer's strike stopped, they're like, okay, well, we'll just go off rip and see what happens. Don't recommend this movie. Don't even watch it for free when it's on Peacock or whatever. This movie absolutely sucks dick. And those are my 12 worst movies of 2025. Be sure to look out, as I said earlier, for the 12 best movies of 2025 that I have. Let me know down below what your worst movies were of the year, and let me know what the best ones were. And I'll see you guys at the movies. Peace.